What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Sano One here, and today we are back at it again with another Transformer figure review, and actually a very, very excited Transformers figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look, as of the time of this filming, at a brand new figure. We're going to take a look at the Transformers Age of the Primes, the 13 Megatronus, The Fallen. Now, this figure is based off of the Dreamwave Productions Megatronus, The Fallen. This is technically the very first instance of the 13 primes that we were ever introduced to. So, yeah, quite a cool thing there. Just so stoked about this. But anyways, y'all know the rules. We don't take a look at this first. We take a look at the packaging first. So anyways, we have a nice image here of Megatronus Prime, the Fallen here. Then he turns into, what a surprise, he turns into a tank. And on this side, Megatronus. On the back here, we have Megatronus once more. And I dig the fact that they literally just announced this figure. And then we're like, oh yeah, you guys wanted the 13 primes. Well, we're just going to give them to you now. We're just going to do a whole line based on that. And on this side, you have the some of the 13 primes that are right here. In fact, this, I think, is what is a little reminiscent of stuff to come. So be prepared for that. I do know that's coming, and I also know that that is coming. So this is going to be really interesting to see what happens. So anyways, moving the packaging out of the way and bringing the figure back into frame. Oh my word. To which, by the way, shame on you all for saying this was going to be a skeleton base for the Studio Series 86 Megatron. This, I can't picture this to be anything but the Fallen. This is all in a league of its own right now. Like, seriously, this thing just already, I don't even want to like, seriously, this is one of those figures that I just don't want to get rid of. I genuinely, I could stare at this thing for hours just in vehicle mode, and just look at this. Like, where on earth were you going to get another version of this figure like that? So, and as you can clearly see, we come with a couple weapons, and I'm going to show you what they are here. So the first of the weapons is a machete. So you get a little machete kind of deal going on there. So it's kind of a little weird, but hey, it's kind of cool. And you also get a little scepter thingy here, to which there is something cool that you are supposed to do with this. So, removing these effects parts, which these are removable, you are supposed to take these and these little flat pieces. You're supposed to take these and just, okay, maybe not there, but you are supposed to basically take this and you're supposed to make it into a it's supposed to be a weird, like some sort of weird Cybertronian weapon thing that they say, but you know, it's just basically all for aesthetics purposes, but there are little ports on this, so that's kind of neat. And you can stick these all over. He's got literally these little 5mm ports all over him. He's got them here, he's got them here, he's got them like on the bottom of him somewhere, maybe not, okay, but on the side he's got them. He's got them pretty much. It's basically just like a legacy figure, and we'll show off these really quickly, but you kind of already saw them. So we're going to remove them off to the side. And now we're going to remove these off to the side really quickly. And I'll show you these really quickly, just so you guys know exactly what's going on with them. I was going to say, these are very detailed. I was going to say, Hasbro, you did a good job with this. Very, very well done. You guys earned your cookies this week. So, and as I stated, there are many places to store the weapons here on him, so you can, if you don't have to have it stored the way I did. You can have it stored like this on this side, and you can totally have this on this like this. But if you do want it to be a little bit more fluent, they do have it set up for it to be a large, gigantic staff here, and there's a little notch right here where this little piece is going to go. So it's kind of just like, if you're going to have it there, why not? So that's kind of the deal. So, but we're going to remove these and put these off to the side here. And this is what we have left of the tank mode. So anyways, let's get down to some scale comparisons. Let's adjust the brightness here. And just to get into the start of the scale comparisons, here he is next to Prima Prime, Voyager Prime from the Age of the Primes toy line. Hey! So, very, very thrilled about this. So, he's next to Legacy United's Vector Prime, which I'm really curious to see what they do with this guy and if they give us a new figure or not. So, I don't think we will. I honestly think what they're going to do is probably just give us another one of these and maybe just slightly repaint it. That's the only thing I can think of that they're going to do. So, yeah. Here we have the Studio Series 86 Commander Class Prime. There he is next to him. Kind of interesting. One of the very first to one of the very last. So here's next to Commander Class Kingdom, Rodimus Prime. Don't mind all of the weirdness going on in the back scenes. So here he is next to the Titan's Return, Alpha Trion. Been a long time since you guys have seen this. However, because we're doing the 13 primes, that means this guy's getting a new figure here some point soon. So, and finally, here he is next to his girlfriend, Solus Prime. And that is not even a joke, not even a slight myth thing. It's real. She is his girlfriend. That canon, she made that for him. So yeah. Alrighty. Now, let's get into the transformation of this dude. Because the transformation is quite wild. And I do have to say, I'm a little, not as in I'm disappointed, but I'm a little concerned about where certain things are about to go. So buckle up, the transformation is not what you think is going to happen. So first thing, obviously, we're going to do is we're going to remove this, we're going to remove that, and we are going to transform the gun, in which you just basically just kind of hinge this back a bit here like that. And you then remove this from the body, or from the body of the gun, and then take this peg, and it's going to then go up like this. So then you're going to take these, going to move them off to the side with the rest of the weapons, because now we're going to now we're going to get crazy. Let's get crazy. So anyways, let's start with, well, you have to start with this. So let's get this done first. So let's get the arms out of the way here. I'm going to just come on. There we go. Sorry. A little stiff. Flip out the hands. My apologies, folks. That was not supposed to happen. At least not all of it. So make that go like that. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Rotate that around. Make sure we get... Ah! Don't do that. Flick this up. Close that up. So that was not one of the issues we had in the live stream, but it is a new one that we're going to be talking about the next time we have a discussion in live streams. So we're going to undo this, and we're going to just bring this whole bit up like that, just to kind of loosen it all up and get it out of the way. So then we're going to untab this and kind of shimmy it all the way up. Then we're going to take this, and it's just going to very ever so gingerly fold up like this, and then rotate the bottom of that. Now this piece here is scary loose. I'm not a fan of that. Not even in the slightest am I a fan of that. So be very, very careful when you mess with it. Be very careful. So be careful. Anyways, I'm going to detach these treads here from the back legs here. or for what are about to become the legs. Move these arms out of the way. Going to detach this, bring these all the way back, and we're going to then take this, bring this down, rotate it around, and then we're going to take this, fold this all the way around, and yeah, after we've done this, excuse me, fold these all the way around like so. And then we're going to take the treads, make sure all of this comes collapsing into place like so. Do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to detach that, bring this all the way down, rotate this all the way down as well. And then you're going to shift these all the way down till they're kind of nice and squoze and shut like that. Then we can kind of start collapsing all of this in. So collapse it in, and then these are going to just line up in the shoulder bit area, and then this chest is going to just kind of collapse itself after we get these all shimmied up, and then I'm going to collapse the chest on top of that. And it's supposed to just tab into place, but it does not want to tab into place, which means there's something out of alignment. So give me just a moment. Make sure that goes into place. There we go. It's almost there. It's just like these two tabs right here and these tabs here all have to line up just so properly, and that's what I was afraid of was going to happen. So yeah, no, I'm not happy about that part of this figure. So okay, there we go. I found one of them. I found. There's the other one. So there we go. That's not where that's supposed to sit, but that's where it's supposed to sit. So anyways, there we go. Once we get all of this tabbed in, this chest is like the most difficult to get tabbed in. There we go. So now once we get that tabbed in, then we can do that. Rotate the shoulder bits. My apologies, folks. That took way longer than it should have at all. But this chest piece, I do not like it at all. It is a very finicky chest piece, but I digress. So we're going to then come onto these back sections here. We're going to just untab them, and we're going to shimmy them all the way down, like so. But before we do that, we're going to take this, and we're going to collapse this crotch plate up. Take these thighs, and just click them into place. Make sure these side skirts are up out of the way. Click that back into place. And then we're going to come to the back section here, flip out the foot, take this tread section, close it back up, and then take this panel, and it's just going to tab right on into the inner thigh. Bring this up, close this up, tab it back in, and then we close the side skirts up and rotate the waist, and then rotate at the knee. Rotate again at the knee, and there you have that. And, well, we're not done yet. We still got a good minute of stuff here we got to put on him. So, I'm going to place the cannon right here, and then we're supposed to take this bit, and we are supposed to, I think it's supposed to go right here. That's supposed to go right there. And then, because this is Megatronus Prime, we want these bits to go down like so. Actually, no, we want this to come off. This piece just comes right off, by the way. So, actually, no, I don't think we do want that to come off. So, anyways, let's just try, and there we go. That's much better. Just take these, peg them into these ports on the shoulder pads, like so. And we're just going to shove that right on in there. Make sure that goes right there. And then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take these, and there are two ports right here on his back, and you're going to shove them right on in. So let's just do that really quickly right here. And there, straighten it all out. Straighten it all out. Oh, there's one last thing we forgot to put in his hands. I like giving him the staff here more than I do like giving him the machete look. So clip that into his hand, and his fingers and hands do close up. So do not worry about that. So there we have Age of the Primes leader class Megatronus Prime, or Megatronus the Fallen, in his robot mode. And oh my word, Hasbro, what have you done? And take note, this is not as in a what have you done, as in this is a disgrace. What have you done to us? You are spoiling us. I never thought I would ever see another like Dreamwave Productions The Fallen figure. The last one that I saw that was even relatively close was the Titanium series, like way back when. So I gotta say, props to you guys. Good job on this one. So I can definitely agree with that. Now, let's take a good quick look into the scale comparisons. We'll get into final thoughts, and then we shall rank the figure. So let's put him right here. So here he is next to Prima Prime. And we'll get a family photo with all the primes afterwards. Here he's next to Legacy United Vecta Prime. Here he's next to Titan's Return Alpha Trion. Ow. I whacked my hand when I was pulling my hand back. Here he is next to Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Here he is next to Kingdom Commander Class Rodimus Prime. And finally, here he is with his girlfriend, Miss Solus Prime. And I gotta say, these two, you would honestly not think power couple here. Honestly, you would truly not think power couple going on right here. But I mean, you have the blacksmith, and then you have the warrior destroyer dark side of like everything here. So I must say, congratulations, Hasbro. You have seriously outdone yourself on this one. I'm very pleased with it. So anyways, let's remove her off to the side here. So anyways, let's get into final thoughts. Well, final thoughts are, I like this thing. I really do. I just can't get over the fact that, well, this chest piece, it just, let's put it this way. I'm probably not going to put it back in tank mode for a good minute, and I'm probably going to just let it sit on my shelf for a little while until we do a final ranking video at the end of the year, because this guy's definitely going in that video. There's no question in my mind. So, yeah. Anyways, not to mention the backpack, it cleans up quite nicely. It looks nice. It doesn't suck. We have the gun barrel here for the cannon. I can understand why people thought this was going to be a skeleton for the Studio Series 86 Megatron. I can see why you might have thought that, but I can tell you right now it's not. This is not it at all. I can tell you this is not what's going to be Studio Series 86 Megatron. I can tell you that because this is just way too unique for this particular figure. I could see them maybe doing another Armada Megatron, if that. But there would have to be some heavy retooling. There'd have to be a lot of stuff done to it in order for them to do another Armada Megatron. But given the fact that the last one didn't sell, I don't think they're going to do, I don't think they're going to do another Armada Megatron. So, anyways, those two issues aside from the chest and the arm, I would be giving this a solid, 9.5 to 10. But because we had those issues, not just in the live stream, but also here on camera, y'all witnessed it happen there, So yeah, I have to knock it down a few pegs to, I have to knock it down to at least an 8.8. And that's the highest I can give it with having those two massively big flaws that we had happen. So that's that. And, you know, I can't, and take note, I can't say that an 8.8 is a bad score for these types of figures, because these figures definitely deserve high praise. But what frustrates me about it is the fact that they put a lot of effort into it. All the scalpers get a hold of them before any other fans can get to them, and then they go for ridiculous prices. I managed to get this guy right off the shelf, so I'm just very pleased about that. So, anyways, so if you are interested in checking out more of my Age of the Primes playlist, I will leave a link to in the description in below. And this is Thomas Fan01 saying, do not forget to check out Jordy's Rail videos, Patrick with a Y, iStar552, Bravely GG, Take Along Productions, The Good, the Bad, the Awesome, New York Toy Hunter, Riveted Rail Fan, Riveted Reviews, The Good, the Bad, the Awesome, and New York Toy Hunter, as they are all some amazing people, have done so. And I also am going to shout out Lemon Lime Productions, Kitten Cat 999, Marvelous Ball, Zaga the Animator, Sentinel Edits, and let's just throw in Corey Tucker. We'll throw in Corey Tucker. My bad, sorry. Had a blank there for a moment. But anyways, let's throw them under the bus and shout them out so you guys can go check them out. And anyways, this is Thomas Fan01 saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Goodbye.